Okay, I've decided I should put this together so that you can see exactly what I was talking about for the manosphere, so that you can get a grasp of exactly what I was talking about. So I'm going to show you some clips for the red flag laws. This is something the Second Amendment rights to take your arms away from you. That's being pushed across the United States. They're using mental grounds to take your guns away from you. And there's something crucial here that you need to hear that is absolutely true, is exactly what's going on. And then I'm going to show you an example of what I've told people for a long time. You know, I've been told many times after starting TFL once it went viral that TFLers were dangerous to society. Now I'm going to give you an example of just that in this video, of exactly what took place. Okay? But let me show you this first, and then I'll be right back with you.
Since 2014, we have been advocating against red flag laws, or as they're known here in California, gun violence restraining orders. In other states, they're known as extreme risk protection orders. For those of you who do not know what these are, you must have been under a rock somewhere. I don't know how long you've been watching this program, but I don't know how you don't know what they are. But to give you the down and dirty of them, an individual can go to a judge, say that you are a danger to yourself or others, in an ex parte hearing, meaning you don't get to be there, you don't even know about this hearing. The judge then issues a gun violence restraining order. Law enforcement then serves that order and then seeks to restrain you from your weapons or take your firearms away. In some cases, you actually do get to go to court and get your, potentially get your gun rights back. But, tell folks, well, I'm not a danger to myself or others. You're guilty till proven innocent, but now you got to prove that you're not a danger to yourself or others. And, these laws are passed off as, well, they're only going to be used against people who are mentally ill, even though mental health professionals have absolutely nothing to do with anything in this process. There's never a mental health professional anywhere involved in this process. They're not used as a part of the determination. You don't provide counseling. You're not provided any counseling or anything like that. If you are deemed to be a danger to yourself or others, absolutely nothing. There is no mental health professional at all in this entire thing. By the way, who are the only people who are actually qualified to do this? But it's something that is portrayed by many as, well, this is just such a nice, reasonable thing, and it's okay.
We fill out that affidavit, we petition the court, we get a temporary order, we go serve that temporary order. Part of that service is, hey, you have a court date in 14 days, right? So that the respondent gets their opportunity to go to court in front of a judge and give their side of it.
You're describing a very rational, reasonable process on a subject that really does not have a lot of rational, reasonable discourse these days.
I think the process that's in place right now, at least the one that we have here in Washington, so far it's worked out pretty well.
Okay, so let's just be clear. So what they're saying is it's a nice, calm, reasonable process. Well, there's only one problem here. And I mean, aside from there's more than one problem. Aside from the obvious constitutional issues, the fact that an individual has lost a fundamental right without due process. And when I say without due process, if you lose the right without due process, or before you do due process, then that's not due process. Before you get your day in court, if you get into court and now you're guilty until proven innocent, that's not due process. I'm sorry, but it's not. Both your property has been seized, and oh, by the way, I did tell you that they're going to search you. They're going to search your home. They're going to search any place where they believe you have a firearm. They're now going to legally be able to do that. Anyway, so with that, so they make it a point to say, well, hey, this is going to be calm. Well, one of the interesting things in this whole thing was, having a chance to talk with law enforcement. it's not as calm as what this guy says. In essence, what winds up happening is when they send people to confiscate the firearms, these are usually in most cases, it's individuals who are armed, who have there's usually more than one of them. There's multiples of them because once again, they've been told that this person is a danger to themselves or others, and they're armed. And we've been saying this is a concern for years.
Okay, now everything he said there is absolutely correct. Right spot on, okay? Lawmakers have designed this. They've put law enforcement in the middle of this. So they go to the door of somebody, given the orders to go seize their gun. They're told that this person is dangerous to themselves and to society. Okay? The part you didn't hear talked about again that you really need to pay attention about. I watched this entire video in its length. I'll provide a link in the more for you so that you can see it yourself. But what's only talked about one time and one time only, and never discussed again, is at the beginning of the video. So by the end of the video, you'll have totally forgotten about that part. And that is the most crucial part of this entire thing. Okay? So I'm going to run that short little clip for you, then I'll be right back.
Individual can go to a judge, say that you are a danger to yourself or others. You in an ex parte hearing, meaning you don't get to be there. You don't even know about this hearing. The judge then issues a gun violence restraining order. Law enforcement then serves that order and then seeks to restrain you from your weapons or take your firearms.
So an individual can go to a judge. They can go to a courthouse and apply and see a judge. And they can declare that you are dangerous to yourself and to others without you even knowing it. Have a hearing in front of a judge that you're being accused of something without your knowledge. So without due process, you're not notified of this hearing. You can't be there to defend yourself. Now let's just think about the stuff that's going on in our society. People make accusations all the time against people they don't even know. Somebody they've never talked to once in their life that they don't know personally whatsoever. And they've made a judgment call based on their perception of what somebody says without asking them what they mean. We see it happening all the time. Who's to say it couldn't be some paid corrupt politician going to a judge who's making money on this and making false accusations against some citizen that they've pointed out, that they've narrowed out to take the guns from? And this citizen don't know this politician. This politician don't know that guy or that woman that has these guns. Never met him in their life. Don't know the first thing about him. And they're going to step in front of a judge. They're going to have a hearing that you're not invited to, that you're not told about. So you want to talk about undue process, huh? Right there in your face. See, this was only discussed at the very beginning of this man's video, and it was never discussed again. Even though he said a lot of truth and a lot of valuable points, this was probably the most crucial one of everything. And I'll tell you why, because now I'm going to show you how this relates to TFL. Because I've told people already that it's these laws like this that we have to keep our eyes open for in the manosphere. See, you know, they used Steve Hoken, a Huffington Post article. And I'm sure they didn't ask for his permission. You see how he was made and labeled in that the Huffington Post. That would be to label him out as somebody that's potentially dangerous. Now, I've been told this for probably since 2008, 2009, in and around that area. Okay? The TFLers are dangerous to society. Basically, what you're saying is the manosphere is dangerous to society. Really, what that spells is you're dangerous to corruption. How dare you talk about a taboo topic which is corruption, is to hide something you don't want nobody knowing. That's what taboo means. You are hiding knowledge from the public that you don't want people acknowledging or knowing, so you call it taboo. To hide is to cover up something that you know. And if you ain't nobody that covers up something unless they already know it's totally corrupt. It's just like double standards. It's complete corruption. So now I'm going to show you how this plays out. This is something that took place with TFL. Out of all the times I was told TFLers are dangerous to society, here's a person who never spoke to me in my life, that I did not even know. That's right. Who came up and attacked me and did a video saying how I am dangerous to society, okay? How I promote killing, which I've never promoted killing. TFL has always promoted what? We do not promote violence. We understand why violence takes place, and we show you why it takes place, but we don't condone it or agree with it. Never have. Okay? This person don't know me. They made up lies, just like what trolls do, just like with the attacks that happened on Steve Hoka, from people that never spoke to him once, never talked to him in person, don't know the first thing about his life, don't know the first thing about him, who are making judgment calls and statements against somebody they don't even know, which they could never possibly know. And that's why it was so crucial to show you that part again. Because this is the type of people that are going to the courts and doing this to people, is people who don't know people. So with that being said, watch this, because this is what happened to me, okay? And I'm even going to show you the person who done it. I'm not going to give a name, okay? But watch this, and I'll be right back with you.
I'm about to share a post with you that was made by William Greathouse, who you know as Bill of TFL, True Forced Loneliness. This post was made December 9th of 2005. This link is being passed around, and it's time to share it with everyone. In fact, there are other links that need to be shared, and information that was brought to light. Before I get into this post that shows you how this man has been obsessing over women being raped and killed and deserving it for a very long time, you need to know one of his previous channels had a murderer subscribed to it. This murderer traveled across the country to Virginia and murdered 6 people, one being his girlfriend that he met on the internet. Now, this girlfriend, in her last moments, sent him messages of how much she loved him and could not wait to see him. But I assure you that Bill will find a reason why it's her fault. A young girl, beautiful, that had no idea that her beloved was about to do something to her, her friends, her neighbors, and her family. That person was following TFL. So even if you think Bill might not commit the crime himself, and is just flapping at his gums, spewing nothing but nonsense and hate, there is someone watching him that will. And that is a fact. Now, in this post, what I'd like for you to do is watch Bill's recent video, How Women Create Their Own Killers. He says something in that video, as well as others, that reminded me of this article that I came across. I don't fit into what they want, and it's guys like me who lose it, and they get raped and killed. Yes, it's wrong to rape them and kill them, but after all, whose fault is it? They lose it. Don't know how much longer I will be able to go myself before either killing myself or raping and killing someone and then myself. Okay? See, I am human. I have feelings, needs, and wants just as others do. Bill has been talking like this for a long time. You don't see this as a problem? People, this goes beyond free speech, and you need to come to terms with that. This is not being angry. This is not expressing bitterness. This is sheer hate. This is dangerous behavior. This is a warning sign that this man just might hurt someone. And there's something else you need to know. There's a little boy that he calls his son that is listening to all of this. There's something else I'd like to share with you. It appears that William Greathouse might have a criminal background that he's hiding from you. That involves child molestation. He hasn't always lived in Florida. Mr. Greathouse, I've contacted the FBI, as well as Child Protection Services. I warned you to watch your step. You did not listen.
Now, I showed you this because this was posted, it's been since taken down a long time ago, by a person hiding themselves, holding their hands in a pyramid. That's right, as in the Illuminati, the New World Order, that type of BS. This person did not know me, never talked to me once in their life. That's right. They don't know the first thing about me, never spoke to me even once in my life. And this person did not like what was being said. The biggest danger TFL was to society is it was exposing a taboo topic, corruption. And there are people out here, corrupt people with high ego, on pedestals. That's right. And then there's the white knights and vaginas, okay, who will stand by that person on the pedestal for corruption, who resented and hated the fact that we were talking about what was really going on, who fear the loss of a power trip over the top of somebody else, who fears the loss of their ability to continue to dump down other people's throats, treat other people the exact way they would never want to be treated themselves, don't want to take any personal responsibility, don't care about what's right or wrong, only cares about their own want, and goes along with the corruption so cold-heartedly. This person was one of these people. Because, see, I didn't know them. So what happened was they had a channel and they were creating these videos like the one you just saw. We took one of the videos, downloaded it, and we put it in an audio program where we backed the audio up till we got a normal sounding voice to see if we could identify who was doing this. Then I knew when I heard the voice who it was. Okay? I knew who it was because I just happened to be dating a friend of hers. She said something in this video that was only told to me once. one time by only one person, the person I was dating. Told me my friend blah blah, I'm not saying her name, told me that you had a murderer subscribed to your channel. And then I went and listened to this gal, my friend's channel, and the voice matched. I knew who it was. So I made a video and called her out. As soon as I did, within a day, the channel in question that this video was from was removed. It was taken down by the owner. Then she became a smartass because, see, she wasn't in my house. She wasn't with me and her friend to know what transpired, who did what did who, anything about us. But like always, she sided with her friend. Even if her friend would have bold-facedly lied to her, she would have sided with that lie. You know, male bashing, you know, man hatred. Okay? So she came up and she made another video. So now I'm going to show you that.
Dude, you ain't got no respect for nobody. This shit's for you, and I ain't done yet. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And trust me, I'm not offended in any way, because you're a moron. If you were worth debating, okay, I would actually spend the time in this video to talk to you as a person. You're not capable of it. You've shown me of it. Many intelligent people on this website have refuted you intelligently. All you come back with is you were brain raped. You're Illuminati. You're the New World Order. Blah, 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 blah. Right there. I'm standing up for this one. Oh, you got me going, huh, girl?
Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't lose the wheel that gets you home. Or you'll find yourself walking all alone on the rocky road. You try to blame superstition, but you walk around with the longer end of the wishbone. Don't hurt the hand that holds you. Don't break the heart that gives you love. Or you'll find yourself crying all alone on a rocky road. You try to blame a superstition, but you walk around with the longer end of the wishbone.
So there's the person who never spoke to me once in her life, that didn't even know me, didn't know the first thing about me, who felt threatened by truth, who tried to lie to you and deceive the public into believing they knew all this stuff about somebody they've never met and spoke to, who had the audacity to try to bring up somebody who went and killed a bunch of people and tried to say I had a murderer subscribed to my YouTube channel, which was funny because the majority of people who have subscribers, or even like any social media site, will have hundreds or thousands of friends that they don't even know that ain't friends. Just like your subscribers up on YouTube. You'll have all these subscribers, and the majority of all of them you don't even know. You've never talked to once in your life. They don't know you, you don't know them. Trolls don't know you. They attack you. They do what this person did. They post shit out their anal. They make up lies. The reason this one got busted was because I just happened to be with somebody, dating somebody that was her friend. And somebody I was dating told me that her friend, and I'm not going to say the name, because this is not about burning this person down now, because this is old, done, gone, okay? But because of her talking to her friend, the person I was with, and her friend telling her that I had a murderer subscribed to my YouTube channel, like somehow that was a bad thing, it was damaging. When we all understand and know that the majority of your subscribers you don't even know, you've never talked to them once in your life. Nobody would have control over that, no matter who you are. There's no way you'd even know that was possible, and how would she have even known there was a murderer subscribed to my channel? Really, come on, use common sense. How would she even know that? Unless she knew the murderer herself, right? So, you got to really think about this, and you got to think about it hard. What took place here that you just witnessed? How does it apply to the gun laws, the red flag laws? What did I show you? Pretty much anybody can go to a court system and make a claim against somebody that you, on due process, won't be invited to. You won't even know it's taking place. It's happening behind your back. They could pull up any garbage out the Reno that they wanted to say you were something you wasn't. So now let's go back to how this applies to TFL. Well, Steve Hoka was put in the Huffington Post, wasn't he? Without his knowledge. Without permission. That's right. The name was given. He was put in a bad spotlight, wasn't he? Without his permission, without his consent, he wasn't invited. See, this is how they go to a judge. They say Steve Hoka's dangerous to himself and society because he talked about a taboo topic. But he was brutally honest and told only truth and wasn't out to harm nobody. He don't believe in harming other people. He's done broke no laws. He's done violated nothing. Now let's say Steve owns a gun. Not saying he does or he don't. It doesn't matter. Let's just say he did. Maybe he owned 3 or 4 of them. Maybe he went hunting once a year. Maybe he just went to a target range. Maybe it was only strictly for target shooting and self-defense. Doesn't matter. He broke no laws. He done nothing. So, because he was put in the Huffington Post, he's already been labeled dangerous. He's already been labeled mental by people that don't even know him. Like a certain troll that's been trolling him. Yeah. Now do you see how this applies? Do you understand why I showed you what I showed you now? How this applies to the manosphere? How corruption? How total corruption? How you don't have a right to be at this hearing before there's served paperwork to the order followers to come to your home? And how they're only told that you're dangerous to yourself and society? So they come armed with more than one, believing you're what somebody said that's not true at all. Think about that. See, and that was part of that video was only discussed once at the very beginning. Even though he said lots of very correct stuff all the way through, that topic was never addressed. That topic was blown off after it was said. But that is the actual most crucial part of that entire video. Because think about the troll online. Think about the Huffington Post and Steve Hoka. These people don't know you. No more than this gal knew me. And you see what she did. And then when she was busted, what did she do? She went on her main channel and she took down her channel, her trolling channel. That's right. And she went on her main channel and she promoted her singing by attacking me. But karma did get her later on. Sure did. All of her fancy audio equipment, everything. She lost it all in a house fire. That's right. I always call that karma. Karma caught up to her, and she lost everything she owned to a house fire. All of her audio equipment and everything. I sort of smirked at that. Why? Not that I wish harm on anybody, or that it would be right that I'd have a funny smirk or sort of enjoy seeing that happen to her. But in reality, she knew nothing about me. The truth is, she never talked to me once in her life. She never emailed me, never chatted on a chat, never nothing. The only thing she knew about me was whatever her friend told her. Okay? And if her friend filled her head full of garbage and lies because she wasn't getting one of her wants, she would attack me on that without being present to see what was really going on. That's exactly what she was doing. That's why she did the song, Don't Bite the Hand That Feeds You. But the hilarious thing was she was eating the food that somebody else bought. So, hold on. Don't bite the hand that feeds you? Wouldn't if she have actually been the one biting the hand feeding her? Yeah. See, upside down on his head again. She wrote a song about the opposite, upside down on his head. Because she wasn't in the home to see what was really taking place. That's right. So once again, see, with no knowledge, just making assumptions, pulling lies out, pulling corruption out. This is what you see with the red flag laws. Complete corruption. Now, hopefully you understand why I said this all applies to TFL and the manosphere. Men going their own way, incel, TFL, MRA, men's rights activists. This all, the red flag laws apply 100% across the board. I've tried to warn people and show people, but I figured after seeing this, I should show you in your face what I'm talking about.